I'm gonna be honest. The competition is stiff out here. No matter what industry you're in, we're gonna have to compete, and it's kind of tough. We've been competing, if you think about it, all our lives. And I guess as we get older, the only people that are, getting to the top are the ones that aren't afraid to compete, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to just keep fighting. And so it made me think about, going back to high school, talking about the guy that was able to, get all the ladies' attention back in the day. We were comparing ourselves to that person, trying to see what are they doing that we're not doing, or what do they have that we don't have to be able to compete. Same thing for the ladies. Some girls that were getting all the attention from the guys, and they were, measuring themselves up against that girl, even though they may not want to admit it. And then when we got a little bit older and we got into our careers, people start saying, "Don't look at what everyone else is doing. Focus on yourself." That's true to a certain extent, but we need to make sure that we're paying attention to what other people are doing so that we'll know what we need to do and what changes we need to make in order to be able to compete. So the competition is stiff, and we have to make sure that we're paying attention to what we need to do. And so what I'm doing now is I have my blog that I've been writing for a while, but I haven't been really taking it serious. And so going into 2025, I want to really push that blog. And so one of the topics that I want to talk about is stiff competition, and what do we do to make sure that we're able to compete and beat our competition. And so I came up with some tips that we can use to help us compete and beat the competition. And so before I started writing, I think the thing that sparked it is I heard a couple of stories from a couple of celebrities or superstars about how they competed, and one being Kobe Bryant. And I think it was Jason Williams, the basketball player, was talking about how he went to the gym early one morning to shoot around, and Kobe was already in there. So he was like, the next morning I'm going to go in there. I'm gonna beat Kobe to the punch. So we go and beat Kobe. Kobe came in afterwards, shortly after, and saw that he was there. So the next morning, Kobe got up even earlier and beat him. And so that went on for a little while. And then so he went to Kobe and said, "Why did you keep coming earlier?" He said, "Because I saw you were coming, and no one's going to have a heads up on me." And that was a similar story with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Um, One of his co-stars was saying that he saw Arnold working out every morning while they were on the set for a movie. And so he started going and working out a little bit earlier. And the same thing happened. Arnold just kept going earlier until they got to the point where they just started working out together. So the top competitors, they're doing whatever it takes. They're paying attention to what's going on, so that they can compete. And so I came up with 10 different tips or strategies that I discovered online that helps you compete or beat your competition. And one of them was paying attention to your competitors. And like I just said, a lot of people would tell you back in the day, don't pay attention to your competition. But you have to pay attention to what your competitors are doing so that you can make the necessary adjustments. If you don't know what they're doing and they're beating you, you won't know until it's too late. So that's the first one. Pay attention to your competition. The next one, when it comes to business, we need to be able to delegate and automate as much as we can. We can only do so much, and we have to trust other people. And when you can delegate certain things to people and automate certain tasks that you have, it frees you up to do other things. So that's also going to help you get ahead of your competition. And lastly, you have to be able to optimize. We have to figure out what's working, go back to the drawing board, or what's not working also, and we need to double down on the things that work. Just because something works for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So we have to figure out what's best for us, optimize, and double down on the things that's helping us get ahead or helping us move forward. So those are just three of the ways that we can get ahead of the competition. For the additional 7 tips, I'm going to put a link somewhere on this blog, probably in the description, to my blog. And so you're going to be able to get those additional 7 tips on how we can get ahead of the competition. So make sure that you're subscribed to the page. Make sure that you're liking this content, and go and check out the blog. And like I say, it's going to be some additional tips on how we can get ahead of the competition and even beat the competition. Till next time, take care.